everyone, welcome back to our channel, Hume's Little Homestead. I'm Katie, my husband is Ryan. We are building our little homestead and growing our family. And I am so excited about today's video. I even got my happy shirt on from Duck Dynasty. Anyway, I'm really excited about today's video. I am doing an egg experiment and I cannot wait to show you what I've got conjured up in my little brain. So let's get started and welcome back. Next week, our quail are shipping. I ordered 2 different types of quail eggs to hatch. So I ordered Coturnix and then these really pretty blue ones, which I think they're still considered Coturnix quail, but they lay these really pretty blue eggs. Something to do with genetics. I haven't done that much research on it. I just think the eggs are cool, and so I wanted to try and hatch them. So next week, the eggs should be shipping. I ordered from Alchemist Farm in California. And so with any luck, they will get here to Arizona safely and quickly. Quickly is the key. Just kidding. But really, I really hope they get here safely. But last week I was thinking about, oh, the quail are going to be coming, and we got a different incubator because this incubator in behind me, I hatched chicken eggs with it last year, but I just had a really low hatch rate. And I plugged in the incubator to kind of see what was going on with it before I put any eggs in there. And it's fluctuating from 37.2 to 37.9 degrees Celsius. And that might not sound like that much, but when you're incubating eggs, that's kind of a big fluctuation. You really want that temperature, so that incubator only does Celsius, but you really want it to be at 37.5 degrees Celsius. That's like the perfect temperature, but I just can't get it to be even. So this other incubator that we bought at Tractor Supply had a ton of positive online reviews online, and so we bought it at our local Tractor Supply, and one of the biggest things was that it holds temperature good. So I want to experiment. So here is my egg experiment, and last week I was throwing around the idea of hatching chicken eggs along with my quail and just brood them together. Now chicken eggs take longer to hatch than quail, so I want to set the chicken eggs sooner than the quail eggs get here. So yesterday and here's the experiment, is I want to see if it's the incubator or if it was my own error in collecting the eggs and storing the eggs before hatching, because last year I stored the eggs for 10 or 11 days, and everything I've been reading says you should only store your eggs about 7 days before you hatch them. So 7 days is kind of the maximum. Your fertility will start going down. So everything I've been reading, I'm thinking, well, maybe it was my own fault that those eggs didn't hatch and that I had a low hatch rate. So yesterday I did gather some of the eggs out of my basket that have been sitting on the counter for a couple of days, and I put the date on there before. I wrote before, because I started collecting yesterday, which was, I have a calendar right there, April 25th, or is it 26th? I need glasses. 1 second. Okay. Yesterday was April 25th. So I collected 6 eggs yesterday that were laid just yesterday in my chicken coop. And I wrote the date on there, 4/26. And the eggs that I found that were clean and looked good in my basket over here on the counter, that I just, use those eggs for eating, I went ahead and grabbed off the top. So they would have been laid within the last 2 to 3 days. So they're going to be more than 7 days old, because I'm going to set the eggs on Sunday. But I put the date on there, so if those ones don't hatch, I'll know that it's because they were older than 7 days before I put them in the incubator. But I thought, they're clean, I might as well just throw them in there, and they look good. Anyway, so I am collecting chicken eggs right now from my bantam chickens and my regular sized chickens. I have a barnyard mix. I don't have any specific breed. I have, I think, a couple of Australops. I think that's how you say it. I have a really pretty gray speckled one that's really big and fluffy. I don't know what she is. She's cool looking. And I also have like a Dominique, like a black and white speckled. And then my rooster is just a white rooster. And I don't know what kind of rooster he is. Just a plain white rooster. I bought him out of the discount box at Tractor Supply last year when they were, on sale. Anyway, so that's my experiment. I'm going to open the incubator with you today, the new one that we bought that had the great reviews about the temperature, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing to store my eggs. I'm storing them at 55 to 60 degrees, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing that, because that was the other thing I did wrong last year. I stored my eggs in the closet on the floor, which was a cool area, but it was about 70 degrees. So that's about 20 degrees more, well, I guess 15, because you want to at 55. You don't want your eggs freezing, but you want them to be in like the 55 degree range. So Fahrenheit. Oh, I will say that. So 37.5 degrees Celsius and 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit for incubation. And that is on a forced air incubator. I don't use still aired incubators. I think that the temperature is supposed to be 101 degrees on a still air. I've read too many bad reviews about still air, and it's just really important for the airflow for the eggs. So I always get a forced air, which all that means is that there's a fan in the incubator creating the airflow that the eggs need. Because if you think about a mother hen, she's getting up off her eggs once a day, and there's airflow going on. She's, ruffling her feathers up around the eggs. So I just stay away from the still aired incubators. I'm sure people have had success with them, but I just have read that you get better success with forced air. And I also use egg turners as well. So I'll be installing the egg turner back in that one. All right, let's go. Here is the incubator I got, and before we set it up, I'm going to take you all out to the chicken coop to check for eggs. I am diligently and faithfully checking for eggs like every 30 to 45 minutes. My coop is really close to my back door, so it's not a big deal to just every time. So I just got done sweeping the kitchen floor. I went out and checked, no eggs yet. But I just want to grab those eggs as fast as I can so there's less chance of them getting dirty, so there's less chance of them getting cracked, and then I'm going to put them in the cooler, which I will show you now. I did put a little intro with some music of collecting an egg and putting it in the cooler, but I'll take you now and kind of explain what is going on back there. All right, hopefully that's better. It's so windy already, and it's like 10 in the morning. Anyway, last night I separated my roosters from my hens, A chicken that has been with a rooster will stay laying fertilized eggs for about 3 to 4 weeks after it's been with the rooster. So in here is just my hens, so they're not getting bothered by roosters. And my bantam chicks were with the bantam roosters, so they'll be laying full bantam chicks. And my big hens were with the big roosters, so they'll be laying eggs that have full, big, large size birds. Now, the reason I'm telling you that is because there's been times where I've kept the small rooster with the whole flock and separated the big rooster, because roosters can kind of tear up the chicken's feathers, so I kind of like to give them a break from the roosters from time to time anyway. I just haven't done it this season because we had those 2 chicks hatch, and I just don't have the space, or I haven't built another, coop anywhere on our property yet. So anyway, right now, this is what we're working with. And yeah, so let's see if there's any eggs laid. I don't think there are. I think they're kind of confused. Why did you move us all in here? But I think they're kind of happy because it's really windy and it's a little bit of a chilly wind. Hi, guys. I need to clean up in here already again. They always like to lay... Oh, there is one. Okay, I'm going to grab it. Nobody escape. No, no, no. They're trying to escape because they want to go outside. I'm sorry. You just have to stay in here for 1 week. Okay, the top of my cooler is dirty, but I did spray out the inside of the cooler last night and, disinfected it. Let me see if this will be a good view. It's a little blurry. All right, so inside of this, I have 3 frozen water bottles, and it's staying right in between. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, well, it was at 57 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is what it's been staying at pretty well. Let me just show you inside. So I've got my 3 frozen water bottles over there. And these eggs are staying cooler than if they were in my house. They're even a little bit cool to touch. And I don't have any egg cartons right now, so I'm using Tupperware containers. And the eggs need to be turned 3 times a day. So I'm going to do that at noon, and I'll show you that at noon. I'm going to close that so I can keep it. I need to keep the temperature as constant as I can in there. I am so happy with that little tip. I got that tip on Slightly Redneck. Okay, let's look at this egg. So when you store eggs, you want to store them pointy side down. Here's the pointy side, here's the more round side. I am writing the date on the top of this round side so that I can see if it's my incubator or if it's my fertility of my eggs. I don't think it's the fertility of my eggs because I've seen the rooster doing his thing, and I think that chicken outside hatched out too and had 4 more developing, so I don't think it's the fertility. But it could be how long I've been storing eggs. So I'm only going to store them until Sunday, which is 6 days from today. So I'm going to write 4/26. So I've gotten 2 eggs so far today. At noon, I will switch those water bottles to be frozen again because they are melting as, every couple hours they melt. So I'm switching them. Every time I turn the eggs, I switch the frozen water bottles for new water bottles. And I'm super excited that it's been keeping it at about 57 degrees because my last eggs that I tried to hatch, I was storing them at 70 degrees. And I just think that's too hot. So, yay! Here it is. Pro Series Digital Circulated Air Incubator with Automatic Egg Turner. There were 2 incubators I liked. There was also a circle one, which I think it was called Nurture Complete. And it was like a circle, and I liked that one because it had a window all the way around. But this one had better, they were exact same price, but this one had the better reviews online. So we're going with the online reviews. I hope we didn't make a mistake because I have a friend who they just started incubating their eggs, and they actually got the Nurture Pro, and they really love it. And so I was kicking myself like, oh, did I make the right choice? Because I've always gone with big square incubators like this, but I have never tried the circular one. So anyway, this is the one the quail are going to be in. This is the one the chicken eggs are going to be in. The chicken eggs should, in theory, have a better hatch rate because they're not being shipped. Shipped eggs usually always have a lower hatch rate than eggs that you get out of your backyard or from a neighbor or a friend because they didn't get jostled around in shipping. Hopefully my quail eggs have a good hatch rate though. I'm getting nervous. Okay, here we go. Neat! Oh, needs batteries. What kind of batteries? AAA batteries. So I'll get some AAAs and use this. That's really cool. It's like perfect for an egg. So. Look, it's like perfect. Awesome. Okay. So this one needs to go this way. Hold it like this. Oh, cool. Awesome. So to fill up the water, I can just put my baster in there and fill it up like that. Neat. It says number 2. Oh, there's another one on that side. That is great. So then I won't have to be opening the lid up. Okay, put that back. Alright. Maybe I'll just read these. It is important to select a safe and stable location for your incubator. Avoid places where direct sunlight may come into contact with the incubator. Also choose a location where the temperature is around 68 to 72 degrees consistently without any drafts. Remove the incubator from the packaging. Done. The incubator comes with 2 parts, top and bottom. The top incubator is the cover with the window, observation window. So it has this nice big window. Ooh, I really like this one. That's nice. Very cool. All right. Make sure the wire is not touching anything during incubation. All right, I'm gonna read these off camera. It's gonna get boring if I don't. I see something I really like and I'm gonna show you. Remember how on this one there is like an inch gap that chicks can fall down? So when you take your egg turner out, on the day that you need to for your chicks, whatever you're hatching. Chicks, ducks, turkey, quail, they all need about 2 to 3 days of no turning. So you take your turner out and look at this. 0 gaps, you guys. I'm so excited about that. No gaps, so the chicks cannot fall down in to the water well, which is what I had a chick drown in the water well on that other one. So really cool, really cool, really cool. Okay, I'm going to put the quail rack in now, the egg turner, and I'm gonna get it going. It says to get it going 6 to 8 hours before incubation, but I'm being on the safe side and I'm starting it a week before incubation, just so I can monitor the incubator before I put my eggs in. But first, I'm gonna gently move all this out of the way so I can. I really like it. It's so nice. It has like, oh, that is so nice. It seals up. Cool. Okay. Go over there. Yeah. There's a little press over there. Okay. So these are chicken egg turner, and I think you just replace it with the quail racks. You can see how much smaller they are. Okay, I'm gonna use my chin. I don't think this should be this difficult. Normal people probably wouldn't have this much trouble. Okay. Be smarter than the egg turner. Try tweezers now. I'm putting the other screw in there. It's not screwed in, but I'm going to see if that'll at least hold it still from falling down on me. Okay. That's holding that still, so that isn't collapsing down on me. So I'm going to see. I'm going to go back to the pliers. Pliers are too big. Okay, I have it loosened. I have this one off. I have this one in there just so that this isn't wiggling around on me. Now my question is, when I get this off, am I going to be able to put it back on? Because this has been insane. From a little they're just too thick. I got it. Glory, hallelujah. Come off of there, you little sucker. Ah, I got it. That took so long. Okay, now it says gently. That was a little, I wasn't as gentle as I probably should have been. Okay, and then it says to take the motor off, which now I did. Now I'm all confused because it's upside down. Let's turn this around. Let me get you a better angle too. Now, rotate plastic sidearm so that regular egg trays are vertical. Vertical. Lift up to remove. Oh, right. You know what? I'm going to be smart here. And install the quail ones as I go so it doesn't all collapse on me. So here's what the quail egg turner looks like. This compared to a chicken egg. I guess if you had two species in, you could do big eggs and little eggs. Anyway, I hope I never have to do that again. That was a pain in the rear end. Whew, it's on though. I hope it's on the right way. This little dude's getting into everything. Next step is to put it all together. So I'm gonna do that now. was very simple to use because it has the instructions right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You press and hold down the mode button. Sorry, I already did it. You hold it for 5 seconds, and then this right here, 78.5 degrees Fahrenheit, blinked to 100 because it was factory set to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I put it down to 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit. The quail, so there's a nice little chart right here. Japanese quail are 17 to 18 days. So I erred on the side of caution and gave them 18 days. So that's what I put right there. And right now there's 21% humidity in there. And the temperature right now should be around 80.5 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's slowly going up. You can see that. That is so cool. All right, I'm going to put some water in. For now, I'm going to leave the red plugs in because I don't have any eggs in there. But during incubation, I will probably take them out. I will let you know what I decide when the eggs get here. I'm also going to put the marbles in. No, I'm not going to put the marbles in. Maybe I am. I'm going to put some marbles in today to start holding that heat. I'm also going to install the egg turner over here. It's probably going to start beeping at me. And I'm going to hopefully it goes a little easier than it did with this other egg turner, the quail egg turner. Maybe I'll just unplug it so it doesn't beep at us. I'm going to do that. I just realized it's probably safer to unplug things anyways when you're working with them, so probably a good thing I decided to unplug it. Okay, let's see. This is how it was plugged in before. So that must mean that this goes on this side. Oh, that's right. It was tricky. It wasn't tricky, but it was hooked in. Okay. If anybody was discouraged about using incubators before today, you can do this. What is Emmett doing? Oh my gosh, look at my baby. Why are you on top of the table? Not cool. With a knife. This is bad. Get down, please. A butter knife, but still a knife. And the pliers. Oh my goodness. Thank you for your help, and I won't need it today. Okay. There we go. Okay, this little dude needs a nap. He's scratching. I know you want down. Okay, Emmett's down for a nap, and I am going to go outside and look for eggs again, because that took a lot longer than I anticipated. That's what I was going to do. Okay, got my basket. Let's go. Nope, no way. look, look. There's one on the floor. Ah, they're gonna get out. All right, that one was on the floor. I'm so glad I checked on the floor. I'm gonna check around. Okay. All right, and I just realized it's noon, so I'm gonna take out my frozen water bottles and replace those non-frozen ones with frozen ones in that cooler. And I'm gonna show you how I flip the eggs. And that will do it for this video for my egg experiment. Hope you enjoyed the catastrophe of how long it took to put that quail turner rack together. Quail egg turner rack. What it's called? I don't know. Anyway, I got the quail incubator set up and I'm excited. Okay. First, I'm going to write the date on this egg. 4/26. Next, I'm going to take out these water bottles. These are literally just tap water. That one has a little ice left in it. I'll check the temperature. It was about 58. Now, these eggs over here are not in a Tupperware, so I need to be careful with them. I'm going to put them in this basket. Oh, you know what I should have done? Move that. Move these. There we go. And go the frozen waters. And the freshest eggs. No, that wouldn't work. Okay. I'm going to put a mark on these eggs on the side. I just put a mark on that side just so I can know when I take this out and turn it that these ones will need to be on the blank side so that they're getting turned evenly. So this is the setup we have, and I don't know if I mentioned, but I got this tip on incubating in a cooler from Slightly Rednecked channel on YouTube. So that's where I got that tip. I might use these, oh no, it's cold water, to water my plants in here. And then just fill them back up after I go. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you're enjoying our content. If you're enjoying it, please like and subscribe. We really appreciate it, and we're excited to share this journey with you. Tomorrow, I was going to put on this video our grocery list for the menu, but I'm going to wait and do that tomorrow because it's already noon and I have a bunch of other stuff to do. So I'm going to make my grocery list tomorrow for the menu for May, my newest challenge for myself. So anyway, thanks for hanging out and have a great day. Bye. far about this incubator, it's super lightweight. Like, to move it is just, it's just so light. And then there's instructions like everywhere. There's instructions up here how to use that. There's instructions right here. It came with a candler, an egg candler, which I've never had an egg candler. I always use my husband's flashlight. He has a really nice flashlight for his job, and I always use that light. And it is really bright and good. But it came with an egg candler, and then the instructions that came in the packaging were also really detailed. It had a chart for duck, turkey, quail, guinea, pheasant, and it had like a little chart of how many days those things incubate, and it also had detailed instructions like if it was my first time to hatch, stop turning the eggs 3 days before, and just little details like that a first time hatcher or someone who's hatching eggs out for the first time or incubating eggs for the first time, really, really helpful. And plus, every year I have to refresh, like take a refresher course and remember, oh, what temperature is it exactly? Yeah, 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit on this other one. What Celsius is it? And just what humidity. And it had all that information in there that you want your hatch to be between 50 and 60% humidity. And then on the last 3 days, you want to kick it up to between 65 and 75% humidity. So really cool. I love that I don't have to open the lid to put water in. I can just put it right in that hole. This one has a hole, but it's teeny tiny hole. And when I filled water in this hole, it started leaking out. It wasn't directly into the channel, so it started leaking out onto my counter, which was a problem. So I like this incubator okay, but this one over here, it's like winning. It's winning by a mile. Also, I think it's really cool that it's made in the United States. There's not many things being made in the United States anymore, so I thought that was cool. I think that it said that it was made in the USA. Let me double check before I know that Little Giant was made in the USA. Farm Innovators. And I mean, I buy a lot of stuff from China, so I'm not against buying stuff from China. I just always think it's cool when stuff is made in the United States, because it seems to me that things are being made everywhere else but here. Yeah, Plymouth, Indiana. Farm Innovators, Walter Globe Drive, Plymouth, Indiana. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this was made in the United States. It doesn't really have a sticker or anything, but the address says Plymouth, Indiana, so